Oh, that was close. Howdy, folks. Welcome. Hopefully, my audio is okay because I hadn't gotten a chance to check Windows settings. Windows says it's fine. And this camera is wonky. Why is it wonky? Oh, that's why it's wonky. There we go. All right. Howdy, folks. It is Fridays with Frank, and yes, I'm starting early. Uh, yeah, the buffer-free zone. So Tim just messaged me, and he's only getting an upload speed of 3 megabits per second. You need at least 5 to 6 to stream reliably. So, yeah, a little bit of an issue. But, Tim, we'll get it worked out, bro. I'm sure you're, hopefully, hopefully you're in here. Shout out if you are. Alright, there we go. Let me get this stuff all set. So, links, here we go. Per usual, everything Ham Radio Wilderness related is right there. And if you, same problem as with Tim's live show. This sentence said Frank also said 7 days ago, so we have a gap of 7 days between video and chat. Really? Shouldn't be that bad, Pepe. Chat, let me know how bad it is. So, for those that weren't here last night, stickers are in. Limited quantity for now, but stickers are in. Yeah, hey, I figured, Tim, you know, you killed yours, and, well, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Tim is definitely a trooper for what he did. Absolutely. And Tim, we'll get it worked out for you. I think there was a slight 5-minute delay in chat for some reason. We'll figure it out. We'll troubleshoot later. But let's jump into the segments this week. By the way, there will be no drinking tonight. Zilch. I got that 4-letter word after this, so zilch to begin with. Hi, Graceful. Welcome. Well, Graceful, you know where to find me most times, so, yeah. No, okay, so, it's in the house, yes. It is not in the studio, however. It is not in the studio. Mule, Tim, not Bubble. No wine. All right, segments. Come on. Railroad term of the day. You guys are gonna love this one. Let me speed things up here a little bit. Manifest train versus unit train. Now, just be aware, this is this is more how it used to be, not how it really is today. So, manifest train versus unit train. A unit train carries one commodity from one origin to one destination. Think your coal trains, your container trains, your frozen good trains, that sort of stuff. Grain trains, ethanol, rock trains. Most or 90% of all the cars are carrying the same exact thing. A manifest train is more like your UPS or FedEx package delivery service. It carries many different types of cars for many different customers, all mixed together in one train. And sorting yards change where those cars, you know, say a train goes from Roseville to Nebraska. We'll go Omaha. Roseville to Omaha. Well, from Omaha, those cars then get resorted into new different trains that can go to different other locations. Some might go backwards and go to Portland. Some might go out to the East Coast. Some might go down south. It all depends. So you might see boxcars, tank cars, covered hoppers, gondolas, flat cars, all in the same train. These days, with precision scheduled railroading, or PSR, you will see container train, intermodal trains mixed in with the manifests, at coal trains mixed in with them. It's all gotten mixed up now. Unit trains are generally simpler to build and operate. Manifest trains are more flexible because they serve many customers at once. I had to put this one in here because I guess it makes sense to some. Maybe it will make sense. Hopefully it does. If a unit train is a charter bus, a manifest train is a city bus making a lot of stops. Does that make sense to y'all? I hope it does. That's your railroad term of the day. And I will respond to comments once I'm done with the segments here. So just keep talking. I'll get to them. I see them rolling over here on the right side. EOD was the last one to make a comment. Now Graceful is. So I'm pretty current there. Railroad myth of the week. Railroads prefer to leave locomotives idling. This week, this myth is really interesting because a lot of people think that railroads leave locomotives running because they don't care about fuel. That is actually one of the largest operating expenses the railroad has, is fuel. Modern locomotives often have systems that automatically manage engine operation. You know, that fancy computer we talked about? Yeah. Depending upon conditions. In some situations, locomotives may need to remain running for operational or mechanical reasons, like keeping the air brakes charged, or, especially in extreme temperatures, extreme hot, extreme cold, keeping those air brakes charged is very important. Shutting down and restarting large diesel-electric locomotives isn't always as simple as turning the car off and on. It's not you turn a key and it's on. No, you flip a switch, you push a button, you go, to a door on the engine compartment, and you have to know which one it is. You open the door, you flip another switch, you press and hold a button for literally a minute, and then you turn another knob, and you wait for the engine to crank over. And that's the 30,000-foot view of how to do it. So it's really not as simple as turning your car off and on. Railroads spend a lot of time and money trying to reduce unnecessary fuel consumption. So keeping the trains moving is an important key point there. Nobody's looking at the fuel bills at the railroad going, oh yeah, let's burn more of it. Not a problem. No, they're trying to pinch every penny they can to keep, especially these days, the stockholders happy. Forget everybody else. They want the stockholders happy. So there's your railroad myth of the day. All right, now, why was your train delayed? Oh, jeez. Y'all are funny. I'm just gonna say that. Y'all are funny. Air brake problems. Speaking of keeping the engines running, one common reason trains get delayed is air brake issues, and it's up to the conductor to fix them. Freight trains, I've noted that freight trains use compressed air, but all trains use compressed air. That was a typo on my part. To operate their braking systems. Since that airline runs the entire length of the train, sometimes leaks or other problems can occur. Or somebody with malicious intent separates air hoses. It happens. When something isn't working correctly, crews may have to stop and inspect the train before continuing. That's where I get all my steps in. Because especially at night, but anytime, you got to walk one side of the train and then walk back up the other side to inspect both sides. It gets, yeah. Or if you have another train coming in alongside you or the opposite way, they can do a visual inspection on that side and save you a trip. Either way, you're walking the length of the train twice. Safety systems are designed so problems get attention immediately, even if it causes a delay. From the outside, it may look like the train's randomly stopped. In reality, there may be a brake issue somewhere hundreds or even thousands of feet away from the locomotive. Considering trains these days average between 10 to 15,000 feet, yeah, exactly. The longer the train, the more equipment there is that has to work correctly. Let's see. Oh no! Oh boy. Okay. Pepe says the problem is that if you're still using diesel motors and locomotives, Switzerland is completely electrified. Germany already for 80%. Yeah, Pepe, I would love for us to be electrified, but the U.S., we had been the leader in rail transportation, and then we sort of fell apart. And we're not going to catch up. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's just a fact of life. All right. Your railroad safety minute. And this is an important one. Climbing on railroad equipment. Quick safety reminder, of course. Never climb on railroad cars or locomotives. Even equipment that appears parked can move without warning. Sort of like expect a train any direction, anytime on multiple tracks. Cars can roll, slack can move unexpectedly, and crews may not know someone is on or around the equipment. Railroad cars also have pinch points, trip hazards, and fall hazards. They're everywhere. A prime example of this is recently... Hey Patrick, thanks for stopping by. Let's see, it looks like you're on Facebook maybe. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Climbing on railroad equipment, the most recent thing, and it's a big one right now, is as Union Pacific's 4014, the big boy, makes its way across the country. I don't know if they're going to do it now, but there are special guests that were allowed to come in the cab and ride from town A to town B along the route. Well, recently, within the last 48 hours here, someone, while climbing up into the cab with, permission and everything was safely done, they still lost their footing or something and fell backwards. Thankfully, they did not hit their head on the railhead next to them, but they have there's a spine problem going on now, and I think they're going to be wheelchair bound for the rest of their life, unfortunately, from my understanding of things. So, fall hazards are everywhere. What looks like, and this is the key point I want everyone to take away here, and this is why I do things the way I do things. What looks like a cool photo opportunity can become a life-changing accident in seconds. If it's railroad equipment and you're not authorized to be on it, stay off of it. The safest photo is one where everybody goes home afterwards. And that's your safety minute of the day. Nice, simple, and easy, right? All right. So, got all that done. Now I catch up on chat. And I have a lot of catching up to do. Railroad guys are hot. I don't know, Graceful. Railroad guys hot? Depends. Hey, Roaming Base, good to see you. Graceful wants a ride. Well, Graceful, there's Amtrak. Go take Amtrak. That's unfortunately about the best you're going to get for a ride. Yeah, Brian, so Tim had some internet issues, so he ended his live stream and I started early. Let's hear. Mitch wants his sticker that do I owe you a sticker, Mitch? I don't remember. But, you know, Graceful wants the first sticker, so I don't know which way to go there. Let's see. Brian says, PSR is great until all the delays roll through for everything. Yeah, no kidding. Absolutely. Well, Tim, these are the first batch of stickers I've ever gotten, so we'll see what happens. These seem nice. They look nice, etc. Yeah. RRMOTW, the new meme. Railroad maintenance. Hollywood, you're gonna have to expand on that one. No, Graceful, you cannot ride my train, unfortunately. Let's see here. Okay, so Jody's going to ask me anything. Do locomotives exclusively run on diesel only, or can some run on Jet A or kerosene? All the diesel locomotives I work with are diesel only. They don't have Jet A or kerosene. About the closest to kerosene you'll get might be a steam locomotive these days. Let's see here. Oh, Graceful, as I said, you know where I hang out. I'm not going to highlight that next one, though, Graceful. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. What, Graceful, huh? What? I do not comprehend, I'm sorry. No, I have not. I did see the email you sent me, though, Hollywood. Thank you for that. Oh, that's interesting. Apparently, let's see here. Does that show up as... Yeah, that should... Nicole says he, but when I hover over it, it says hi. That's interesting. Let's see here. The United States is 238 times bigger than Switzerland, so it would just take a lot more to implement. No, Sean. Actually, it wouldn't. So Pepe dropped this fact on us last week? No, had been the week before, I guess. So Switzerland is as big as the state of California, but has enough rail trackage to cross the U.S. east to west. So, you know, for them to have, what did Pepe say? Something like, let's see, where is it? Switzerland is completely electrified. That's, Pepe, correct me, but that's somewhere around 3,000 miles of track, if I remember right. So, yeah. Let's see here. I think Frank is telling people to illegally program their Brailfangs on railroad frequencies and let the conductor know about their trespassing activity. Safety first. No, I am not, Jody. You do that, you have bigger problems than the trespassing. Well, I mean, you get the felony trespass, and then you get the felony radio trespass. So, yeah, don't do that. There. Climbing on train wagons is a very short experience in Switzerland. The lightning will throw you back down. Yeah, the electrical overhead will definitely upset you if you're not careful about it. Absolutely. Let's see. There are 2 Ethernet ports on the back of the Gen 3 router trying hardline. Okay. Can I do this? Hold, please. Okay, Tim, this is, let's see, can I inch a little bit? Yeah, okay. This is the best I can do. Out to the satellite, 2 Ethernet ports, and then power. I am into the port that is closest to the power port, if that helps you at all. I'm just going to gently put that back there for now. All right. Yeah, and yeah, always hardline. always hardline. People go, oh yeah, Wi-Fi will be fine, blah, blah. No. Hardline, absolutely. Railroad myth of the week. Okay, thank you, Hollywood. Switzerland is 10 times smaller than California, but still has 3,000 some odd miles of track. Did I get that part right, Pepe? G'day, Colin. Welcome. Let's see. Hold on. What did... Mitch needs to wait for his stickers. Sure. Right. Let's hear. Frank, hold please. Hold please. Big Clive. One moment, please. Same but different. Absolutely. Okay, 3,200 miles of railroad. So I was close. Absolutely. No, Hollywood. So I'm lagging on Discord. Sure, I have Discord open, but yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Yes, I am, Brian. I am. All right, so I'm basically caught up. Let's hear it. No Wi-Fi is never enough, and also less likely to be hacked if hardline if you're paranoid like I am. Nicole, that's not paranoia. That's just being smart. That's just being smart about it. That router is huge compared with the mini router you get with the V4 standard kit now. Yeah, so that's the standard kit, Colin. And, yeah. And so, Tim, not only... So, I have the vertical monitor over here that I've shown sort of in chat before. You know, that holds chat. But I also have the iMac computer open in the YouTube studio where I see live chat right there. So you just said something, and it just popped up here. There's a V4 now? Yeah, there's a V4 now. Let's see. And Jody with the One Ham Radio Wilderness gifted membership, which went to Cyber Jason. Thank you, Jody. Much appreciated. And I'm sure Jason, when he sees it... Oh, there's Jason, so he's in chat already. Wow, I'm even faster than my Streamlabs bot. So Frank bot is faster than Streamlabs bot there, Tim. There you go. Oh, yeah, no, Nicole, I'll have to find it, and I'll send you a photo of the studio setup for the radio side. Absolutely. Yeah, Okay, so, Colin, the tiny router, hold on. This one I'm actually going to put you guys into BRB mode. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Before I show this, who's Nicole? And Graceful goes, Nicole. So, guys, I want you to meet the keenest of peaches. She is a ham radio operator on the island of Guam, and I met her through Tim, EOD Kaboom, so, from Rockets and Radios. So, yeah, that's Nicole. When I say Nicole, that's Nicole. Alright, so, Colin is... I'll leave the base stand on it. Is this the, version 4 you're talking about? Is this what that is? Literally, let's see. It is 5.5 inches long by 5.5 inches tall. Okay, so Tim, Tim, remember we were talking about stuff and what came with my kit and everything? So now we know this is the version 4 router. So that's why. So they sent me the big old one, and he said, okay, so Tim, we got our answer solved there. That got solved. All right. Yeah, that's what we get now. Okay. So, Colin, this came in when my kits got sent in. So, yeah, okay. Brian has it right too, Nicole. Paranoid are the ones that will survive the apocalypse. Absolutely now. Yeah, Nicole, you know, ham radio will do that. GMRS radio will do that too. Any form of radio will do that. So, absolutely. Okay, let's see here. What's in your Starlink? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So, okay, so that solves a lot of... So I could probably hook this up because the plug-in brick that comes with it is output 9 volts at 1.6 amps. Yeah, so I'd have to get a that would be interesting to hook up. Don't want to hook it up directly to a 12 volt power supply. I'd need a stepper of some sort. Let's see here. Guam is second island chain and has Anderson on it. The apocalypse will be unavoidable, sadly. Sorry, Tim. Okay. I must have the old version. New one doesn't have power plugged into it as it has PoE. Yeah, so this has power, dish, Ethernet. So maybe this is a version 3? Colin knows this stuff way better than I do. This is the model number Uniform Tango Romeo -251. So UTR 251, Colin. If that helps you at all. So, now that we've done all that, and it's basically actual showtime, we've already gone through the railroad segments. What questions do you guys have that ham, photography, railroad, you name it, you got a question, ask me. We're going to be here a lot longer than normal because I started a half hour early, so we have plenty of time. I will say this, though. Next week, and Tim, this is also a heads up for you. Next week, I am going to start, we're going to try this. I am going to go live at 0100 UTC for 1 hour, bumping up against Rob instead of the usual hour 45 that I do. Let's see. The new one still has the ability to have power pack, but doesn't come with one, and both ports are fine for PoE. Okay. Yeah, because this one... I don't know if you can see the hieroglyphs there too well. There we go. This definitely says dish and network. And then, of course, power. So... this might be a newer one, but maybe not the newest of the new. It's still answered, Colin, you still answered a lot of good questions there without even knowing it. Alright. Well, Jody starts off with the photography, so let me bring up the countdown clock here, and then I'm also going to do, just so that I have it on both, the countdown clock there, just in case we need it. Alright, 25 minutes on the clock. Have I lined up any shoots for the summer? Unfortunately, no. I haven't had the time off from work in order to do the more fun job, if you will, Jody. So, no, I haven't been able to line up any shoots for the summer yet. When funding is almost not an issue, where would you locate your QTH and what would you have for antenna setups? I would go to the high desert of either, no, I want to get out of California. So the high desert of Arizona or Nevada, which is basically anything, and this is pretty wide here, anything west of the state line, basically 90% of Nevada and like everything in the northwest corner of Arizona, the high desert area where it's dry, but it doesn't get too hot, but it could snow a little teeny bit, just so that I don't have those 100+ days, but I don't have super freezing temperatures. As far as an antenna setup, I would get, a 50 or 100 foot. Well, I already have a 50-foot tower, but I would get a 100-foot tower and set up a couple Yagis on those, both rotatable and both fold-over towers. I'm not about to climb a tower, and I'm not about to have someone go up a tower. So they'll be fold-over towers so that I can maintenance them as needed. And then I would have a 160 sky loop up as well, because I could use 2 military mast poles strapped securely to the sides of the house, and then tower and tower, and there's your sky loop on 160. So that is what I would have for a location and antenna setups. Oh, look, it's Frank live. Yeah, Hank, I've been live for a half hour now almost. Let's see, 34 minutes, actually. Let's see here. The main international airport in the middle, no safe place. Oh, you guys are talking about Guam. Okay. Yeah, new one just has numbers 1 and 2 above the ports. Okay, cool. Hey, Cooley, welcome. Yeah, maybe not Vegas, Bob. Vegas is nice and everything, don't get me wrong, but I've had some non-gambling bad experiences in Vegas. I'll visit, sure. I'm not going to live there. Here, let me do it this way. Let me bring up Google Maps, and I will I will zoom out just far enough. Let's see. There we go. If it were to be my ideal thing, Bob, I would... Oh, what did my headphones were doing something. I would want to live basically somewhere west of... If you drew a line from the Idaho-Nevada border straight down, I would want to live west of the Pahrump-Carlin area of Nevada. I know Pahrum's in California, but, yeah. But if you were to draw a north-south line, Carlin, Eureka, and Pahrump would be that line. And then nothing west of the California-Nevada state border. If I had to, out here in the high Mojave Desert, if I had to, and then Vegas is nice to visit, but that whole area, just forget it. No, the closest I might come is Jean. Yeah. So that's where I would wind up if it were up to me. I hope that helps. No, I did not say Guam. Well, I didn't say Guam, John. By the way, John, welcome. Since you're in here, I don't know if you saw these last night or earlier in the show so far, but stickers literally in hand. So you can't say I don't have stickers anymore, because they are literally in my hand. And I don't know why that timer reset, but okay. Why did that timer reset? Because I do have it on this screen. Yeah, I do. Okay. And then if I go back to main, yeah, okay. That's weird. Yeah, Bob, exactly. Lots of places to hide outside the Vegas Valley. Absolutely. I've always loved the Mojave High Desert for multiple reasons, and I fell even more in love with the Nevada High Desert, even more so. So, let's hear. Jody hasn't been back to Vegas since Fry's Electronics shut down. It was the only shred of decency in that town. Well, yeah, depends upon who you ask, Jody. Depends upon who you ask. So, Tim, I know you want me more west. I know you want me in Guam. That is... Unless Guam becomes an island maybe 5 miles off the shore of California, that ain't happening anytime soon, unfortunately. You know, Mitch, you're a mod. you're a good friend and an Elmer in most cases. But what is it with you and Graceful tonight doing this? What is with this? I'm completely lost. Right, Sean? I thought you would. And John, I even took. If you didn't see it, oh heck, let's. I do it this way so you guys don't get all the nitty-gritty information. John, I even took your advice down there below the tower. Yeah. I even took your advice for that. Absolutely. I need to post a sticker to VK. Maybe, Colin. Maybe. I might just send you and Hayden and Rolly one. Hey, Ed. Welcome. Good to see you in here. Manitou and Colorado Springs. Oh, well, yeah. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, so, Jody, that's why you haven't been back to Vegas. If you know, you know. If you catch the reference. Oh, Jody, I thought that was just from the puck. The P-U-C-K. I thought that was just from the puck. All right. Who else got some questions? I want to try and keep it photography related since I started the timer for that, but anything and everything. And I like my Frank something else on Thursdays. Oh, right, I forgot we're doing the food thing now. It's a biscuit. My bad, Jody. Yeah, biscuit. Yeah, the only biscuit I want to take to the face is one I can eat, Jody. Anyway, if you have a question that... Now, mind you, you got to be careful because I have the right of refusal to answer the question if it's too... Yeah, for... either me personally or for, if it's railroad related, the railroad, if I could get in trouble, I'm not going to answer it type thing. But if you drop a super chat with a question, that jumps the line. I can be in the middle of answering someone else's question, and that jumps the line. But let's see what photography questions. Let's hear. Bob loves his Canon 90D, can't afford the lens, might sell for radio gear. You know, Bob, that is always a problem. And Jody can somewhat relate there, I'm sure. And so can Jason, Smart Jason. You know, is it, but, you know, the trade-off is nice. Is it more camera gear or more radio gear? Have I stayed purebred with my lenses or strayed with some Tamron or Sigma? I have tried third-party, because that's what they are. We both know that, Jody. I have tried making a mess of the studio today. Been doing some filming and stuff, and just editing, and just an absolute mess. But in my everyday bag, my everyday carry, you know, my EDC, Canon 70-200, Canon 50mm, this is where I get third party, ProMaster and Tamron 2X teleconverters. But I have ProMaster extenders, so at least I stay with ProMaster there. Canon 40mm, making that stack very precarious. And then from my old school days, a 12-24 by Tokina, and then 10mm fisheye from Sigma. Oh, and then Canon 24-105. So that's what's in the everyday carry. I do have Canon 300 and 400 L primes, but I don't EDC those because, you know, this here alone, this bag alone as it is, with all the accessories I have to carry and everything, I'm topping out at 20 pounds with this bag. And, well, you know, 20 pounds with this bag, 20 pounds with my overnight bag for work stuff, 20 pound, no, 5 pounds with the book bag, and, you know, I'm lugging around nearly 50 pounds at any given time. So, yes, I have a mix, but 99% of the time I use the Canon stuff. Oh, yeah, I still have my Nifty 50, yeah, that was one of the lenses there, and I still use it. Oh, and then I let my bestie borrow my 100mm macro Canon lens, because they have a Canon as well, but they had never messed with macro. So, hey Jason, I am using the Canon 5D Mark III. It's a bit of an older body, but it does the trick. And let's see here, what was the Holy Trinity will be no more. Yeah, I've heard rumors of the demise of things, Jody, if I'm thinking about what you're talking about, but we'll see what happens. And then, of course, the Sony ZV-E10 with a 16-50 Sony 16-50. What is that? See, the problem is there's a light. Let's see, it's a 3.5. there's a light right on top of the camera for the face. You know, I have my fill lights, but then I have straight on. So to read the camera lens, I gotta block out the light. It's a E3.5 to 5.6, 16 to 50 OSS. So there you go. I hear the R6 is good. I hear the R6, the Mark II is good. I haven't gotten to play with it. You know, I have the 5D Mark III, and I took it down finally because I wasn't using it as often as I wanted to, but I do have a Canon 60D that I was using as the overhead camera for projects. I just not using it the way I was, so, and it wasn't wanting to stay in the position I wanted it to, so I have to figure that one out. So, yeah, mostly Canon here. So, Hollywood only uses resonant lenses. We called those prime lenses, or prime glass, like the 40mm or the 50mm. Yeah, let's see. Heard the R6 Mark II still overheats on extended 4K video. Not sure if there's a fan kit for it yet or not. I had heard that too, Jody, but you know, if you're gonna film 4K video, you better be ready to pay the price for the 4K video. I'm just saying. Hey, Chris, welcome. So, yeah, there you have it. Let's see here. I was going to say the same thing about prime lenses. Yeah. Those are definitely, prime equals resonance. Absolutely. But, here's one for you, Hollywood. I'll pull this back out, because you'll I think you'll get a chuckle out of this one, Hollywood. So I have these 2x teleconverters, right? If I put one 2x on the 50mm, it becomes 100mm. Am I still prime, or because I doubled it, am I no longer prime? That's I have found is a, well, Jody, maybe you have a hot take on that one, but I have found that photographers go, oh yeah, no, that's not a prime anymore because you doubled it. Bro, it's still a single fixed point lens. It's not a variable. Hey Jason, welcome. Let's see. There we go. Click the right one finally. I know wedding shooters that dabble in video and are thinking about going to the R6 Mark II if it can handle the heat. See, I don't do weddings for a multitude of reasons, and having to do all of that, just no, not for me. No hot take. A prime in front of a televerter might be an Optimus Prime. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's. I'll take that, Jody. Absolutely. But yeah, for some reason, for some, when you put that televerter on, it becomes a non-prime. I'm like, what? How? Like, I'm sorry, but that it's still a prime lens. It doesn't suddenly go from, you know, I can't twist the focal point from 24 to 105 like I can on my 24-105. It's static. But yeah. Change the f-stop a little bit. What? On this? On this? Or on something else? Maybe it comes prime evil. Maybe Hollywood. Adding any televerter costs you too many f-stops of light, so less of a prime than the standard Canon L f1.2 primes. Fair enough, Brian, but I'm not using, you know, the 50 mil that I have gets down to like 1.8, I think. I'm not lifting the bag up a third time. It's just going to stay on the floor. Let's see, where are we? Oh no, 1.4. Still, you know, that's not too bad. So if I were to, not the Sony battery, Canon battery. No, that's the other Sony battery. There we go. So I'll do this live. Because that's what this live stream's all about. Doing it live. And I'm literally, you're going to see me do everything live. I'm very careful about my lenses because I don't want any dust or dirt getting in. So there we go. All right. I can now, so I go from 1.4 to a 2.8 with the 2X on here. That's still not bad, all things considered, with a teleconverter. Even though I don't think... Oh, I do. Let's see here. Where's chat? Hey, no, not that. Thank you. Let's see. There we go. Hey, chat, smile. There we go. I had to. Yes. If you know, you know, Nicole. Absolutely. Oh, okay, when I use a teleconverter. Yeah. Change the f-stop. Absolutely. In that case, yeah, absolutely. That's there. The only time Jody uses one is to boost his 70 to 200 in well-lit arena stadium settings, hockey games, figure skating, football games. Cheaper than buying 400mm zooms, and I'm a big boy. Yeah, exactly, Jody. Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, granted, I have a 400mm lens, but I have stacked, and I'll have to, once I get this all disassembled here. You love the camera ASMR? There you go. Camera Oh, I just realized I didn't even need to pull a second battery out because there's already a battery in the camera. Oh, jeez. I'm doing great. So, Jody, one thing you'll love, and I'm gonna have to... Actually, no, wait. Do I have it on the external drive, and I don't have to go to the website? Tell me I have it on this drive. Well, there's one that's... yes, I do. So, this photo, Jody, that I'm about to pull up here, this is from when I had 3 teleconverters. 3 of them at 2x each. That is shot at SFO back when British Air had their 740. Oh, there goes the microphone. Frank, gentle. My microphone just went whoop. Anyway, yeah, that's so that's 1200 millimeters that you just saw there. And to give you guys an idea, and that was back before they changed how they were doing things at the airport. That was shot at a distance of 4,616 feet, or 1.4 kilometers away. That's how in depth, in detail. Okay, where did I just? There it is. That's how in depth, in detail, my three 2Xs on a 400 mil were able to get. You know, you can quite easily. I mean, yeah, it gets a little fuzzy as you zoom in, but you can quite easily make out the crew and even some of the passengers. And that's what I love about super telephoto stuff. Super telephoto, fragilistic, yeah, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. How many tries to get it? Once, twice. I mean, Jody, I had. So, this is where I shot from. This is where everybody shoots from. Actually, is Bayfront Park and the Bay Trail area. I had from all the way back here at 1.69 kilometers to the closest, I think, is about the 1.4 kilometer. Yeah, let's see. 1.38 is about the closest it got. 1.38 kilometers. So I had, you know, from all the way back here to all the way back there to, well, that's not quite how I wanted to do it. All within this triangle, basically, to shoot it. So I had plenty of chances, but it only took me a couple shots to get it. But I'm one of those, Jody. I'm one of those photographers that all my cameras, the Sony, the Canon, it doesn't matter. It's set for the high-speed quick shutter. So when I push that, you know, when I hit that PTT button, all it does is. Now, granted, this one's a little slower at 7 frames a second compared to the Sony that does like 20 frames a second or better. But I don't have a long lens for this. I just have the 16 to 50 because it's primarily the streaming camera. So, yeah, I literally sit there and I just go boom, 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 boom as it goes across the runway. Now, granted, the ISO was like 6,000, something like, you know, it was well above the 3,200, 6,000, 8,000, something like that. But, you know, technology. Girls on Film, Duran Duran. Hollywood, that's the after show. that is the that's the after show, Hollywood. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, we have 4 minutes left still. Amazing. So this one was just the 300 mil standard. Let's pull that out. This was just shot with the 300 mil standard Canon lens. Not the L, nothing fancy. No L lens there. Just the standard 300. All right. So we'll call it 3 minutes because I know there's a little bit of a delay. 3 minutes left to get any photography questions in you want to ask me before we switch subjects. You know, the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. Switch seats. Yeah. Let's see here. Speedbird. No, Silverbird, Jason. Silverbird, absolutely. Oh, boy. Okay, let's see here. I can close that folder out for now. Let's see. Responding to a Discord message. All right, there we go. No one? No one with a photography question. I mean, Jody, Bob, Brian, Chris, Hollywood, Nicole, Tim, Jason. Oh, I see. I didn't know that, Jason. See, I did trains. Sure, no problem. I got you covered, bro. Airplanes, I just enjoy them as a fancy passing. You know, I rarely listen to air traffic, and if I do, it's because something's going on. Otherwise, I don't listen to air traffic. Have I ever been a cameo in one of my photos? So, have I ever been in one of... Yes and no? Oh, jeez. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. So, there was someone I was teaching years ago. Hold on, let me... There we go. Now I can look this up. Hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this manually. Thank you. There's... I have been caught in my... let's see here. This was 11 years ago. Let me open image in new tab because I don't want to give too much away here. But hopefully Mitch and Graceful are still in chat, because if they are and they're still feeling the way they're feeling, this one's going to be interesting. So, me taking the photo of the model and the photographer and learning taking a photo of me, and then... Oh, no, I want to zoom out. Jeez, that's huge. Earlier in the day, I was literally looking up at a warbird. Funny you should say that. I was literally looking up at a warbird. We were out... Warbird. We were out at the Marin Headlands. If you couldn't tell from this, maybe. And I was watching it go by. So, yeah. No. And then this photo, let me... Hold on. You guys don't get to see the behind-the-scenes stuff there. That photo, I don't know if that one made the final, but similar to it did, and I can show that. I just have to get to the right point in time here in my list of things. And this will probably... Yeah, because the timer's run out. This is... Nope, not that album. I was close, but not that album. Here we go. This album. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So, this is... Ooh, we'll stay with the zoomed out version for a second. This is literally the photo I was taking right here. So the other photographer was back here somewhere at the time. Siren was a cool model to work with. I miss working with her. But yeah, that photo was that right there. Yeah, see, Jody, I don't get to... I mean, I see it when it happens. But generally speaking, I'll go, hey, let's lose the glasses for a second. Or, you know, if that's not possible, that spot removal tool is very, very, very helpful, and you'd never know the difference. Never know. You could zoom in, you know, 13,000%, and you'd never know. Huh. Okay, Tim. That's interesting. All right. Jody, you cool if I share that? I'll share that, Jody. Not a problem. Unlike others, I do like to ask first, and then we'll move on to. Let's move on to photography. No, geez, photography. Move on to radio after this. Hey, Andy, welcome. So, Jody said this was shot with his Nikon Z8 with a 10:1 zoom of all things. Color bumped, of course. Colin, I'm sure. And in those photos, there was no reflection, so don't worry about it. You didn't miss much. Yeah. All right. Let me reset the counter, the countdown. We're gonna set a little longer this time. Yeah, 30 minutes, and let's talk ham radio. So, okay, so Jody just answered it. Yeah, the Vancouver, actually. But, it happens. Cities get confused. There are times where I go, oh, that looks like... Oh, no, that's not that. Absolutely. All right, radio questions. Who's got them? Who's got them? Who's got those die-in questions to? Oh boy. Okay. Oh, I see an HFNet notification. 7230, give or take 20 kilohertz for the HRCC HFNet. They're going to start in about 40 minutes here. Just an FYI. Yeah, Frank, of all Sirens picks I could have shown. So, Jody, you know this as well as I do. So I'm going live to... Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms now, and I'm pretty sure all 5 of them would have me removed before I could get the photo on the screen, or those photos on the screen. Tim, that shouldn't matter. Let's see here. Segue topic. Do people know that the coating on the lens is there to reduce photon SWR? That sounds like a legitimate thing, Hollywood. I haven't ever heard it said that way, but that makes sense. You're always trying to reduce things going on with the lenses. Absolutely. And, there's no better way than to reduce things than lower your SWR. Absolutely. So Bob did just program a Baofeng UV5R Mini while watching. Fantastic. Good job, Bob. Those things are stupid easy to program, especially by hand. I love it. Let's see here. It is indeed legit. Watch the AT&T video on standing waves. I will have to find that and watch it at some point. Absolutely. Stupid photography brain here goes... Well, okay, no. Smart radio brain goes, yeah, that makes sense. Stupid photography brain goes, but it just reduces the light coming into the camera. How does it affect that? But it makes sense. So, ham radio, or just radio in general. What questions? What questions do you got? Hey, Troy. Used to go to air shows and take pictures of the old Warbirds in black and white. Look cool. I got several pics of Blue Angels, Thunderbirds, A-10 demo team, Stealth Bomber, SR-71. That's interesting. Still can't add an actual message to the milestone. Okay, Colin, we're gonna do this live here. I looked at all that and everything seemed okay, but we're gonna look at this live. Just maybe I missed something. Let's see. Is that in No, that's not in community. It's in. Where is that? Where was that? Customization? And again, I also don't want you guys seeing too much of. I mean, I'm fine with. Was it under earn? Let's see. Supers and gifts. No, memberships. Here we go. Memberships, badges, and emojis. I've gotten up to 5 years up. Let's see here. Emojis. You have first. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Special features. Give members special chats. Let members. Here, let me plus this up. Give members special chats. Let members send a highlighted message during a live chat each month. That is off. That is on. Colin, I'm going to have to reach out to the YouTube creator program and ask them what gives. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a screenshot of this and send it to myself. And thank you for doing that, Colin. That helps. I will take a screenshot of chat and send it to myself. And let me... just clear that out for a second. And just so that you can see, I've sent a screenshot and I've sent a screenshot. So I will reach out to YouTube, whoever, and see what they have to say about that. Yeah, Colin, did you try writing it backwards? Oh boy. But Colin, thank you for being a trailhead op for 3 months now. Amazing. It's been 3 months already. That is that is amazing. Absolutely. And oh, it didn't show it in chat, but Jason, Cyber Jason, thanks for joining today at some point. Thanks for that as well. I obviously that did I miss that? Oh, yeah, it's because Jody gave you the gifted membership. Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. Is that Motorola, Ohio, or Moto, Ohio? Welcome. And what HF band do you prefer, and how often do I actually get on the air? From home, I cannot get on the air. I have horrible RFI. If I were to come over here to this screen, no, not that one, this one, and I put myself on 20 meters, and I will plus up the FT710 here. So this is, there we go. Noise floor on 20 meters, not too bad, right? Yeah. Let's unlock. Now, I'm hearing some CW, and I see and hear FT8. But with that being said, I don't get on very often because work keeps me busy. I prefer 12 and 17 meters. I like having the work bands because you can literally work the work bands. And you never know what you're going to find on those bands because of their unique characteristics in propagation. Everybody, and I mean everybody, especially POTA hunters, go to 20 meters by default. They literally just, if they don't, it's 15. They go to 15 or 20. And I go to work band. So if I pulled up, let's see, here we go. I pulled up POTA right now. This is right now, and I'm actually going to pause the data refresh. 20 meters has 33 people on it. 17 has 5. 15 has 3. 12 has 2. I'm not even going to bother looking at what the propagation reports say, because as I've discussed in previous episodes and in other areas, those can be up to 3 hours delayed. So that, it's 5:47 local time for me. Those reports were taken at 2 o'clock probably. So they're out of date as far as I'm concerned. They're not current. And of course 40 has 39 because half the country's in or close to dark mode at this point. So, and these are not showing the operators that have gone QRT, and this is just on phone. If I were to go to CW, there's 18 operators there. It doesn't change this because that shows everything. There's 33 spots on 20. 17 has 5. One of them's Japan. 12. What does 12 have? 12 has nothing, so they must have moved, or they're not a phone. Let's look at. Okay, so they're FT8 and CW. So they're not even trying SSB. They're using the digital modes. So let's look at 17 based on this. FT8, CW, and one phone. Last heard 21 minutes ago in Japan. Japan, and Louisiana, Texas, somewhere around there. Let's see. They're on a trail which traverses multiple states, and there are 5 land out of Texas. So, work the work bands. That's where I like to hang out, if anything. If I absolutely positively need those contacts before the end of the UTC day, yeah, I'll go to 20. And I'll just, if I need the 5 contacts, I'll bang out the 5 contacts. If I need 1 contact, I'll go to 20 for it, I'll be honest. But I like to spend time on the work bands. So I hope that helps answer your question there. Mark, welcome. Yeah, Ziggy refuses to work 20. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not that I refuse to work it. I just rather have fun on the other bands while we can, because we are on the downside of the solar cycle now. We are going to lose the 10, 12, and a little bit of 10, 12, and 15, basically. So we'll have 17, 20, 30, 40, 60, and 80. Still a lot of bandwidth to cover, all things considered. But we lose those higher bands, and, that's going to be for 5.5, 6 years, something like that. I mean, before we know it, we'll be at the solar high again. But until that point, yeah. So there you go. Echo and the Bunny Man is here. Yeah. Bunny or funny? Because he could be both, Hollywood. He could be both. Hey, Mark, how you doing? All right, so, Mark, you missed the photography section. You missed the railroad segments of the day. And actually, thinking about it, did I do railroad segments 2 weeks in a row? We are now on to ham radio segments, or ham radio questions. So, any questions you got ham radio related? Yeah, no, last week was ham segments. Okay. I can't even remember last week. Probably a good thing. Let's hear it. The higher bands are going to the Crowbar Hotel like Uncle Rob for 5 years. Yeah, exactly, Jody. Exactly. Oh, Mark, as long as you showed up, that's the important part. Yeah, so I didn't say Boondock. I didn't say Boondock Echo. No, I didn't. Did someone say Boondock Echo? Did I hear an echo in here? I'm a fan of in-fed half waves. What do you got, Mark? What do you got for a question about them? Yeah, now we got chat saying Boondock Echo. Hopefully you have, Tim. Hopefully you have. You have an idea to remotely tune them. Well, talk about it. If it's too much to type into chat, there's Discord, and just like tomorrow night, just hit that, drop in there where you see my name, and just hit your magic PTT button. Just like you do on Saturdays. It'll give you practice for tomorrow night if we have an after chat tomorrow night. Oh, you need to show pictures, but you're outside it. Okay. Well, when you get a chance, we can always jump back into a subject if it's needed. Absolutely. Tim, I'll be at work, so you have fun with that. You'll have to tell me how it goes. Time to get a 6-meter radio. Yeah, that is true. A lot of people don't do 6 meters, and they really should. I mean, most HF radios have 6 built in, one way or another. Let's see here. Screens.
Frank, can you hear me?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Frank, how you doing?
Let me switch back over to this screen here. How you doing, Mark?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Okay, so here's the problem with in-fed half waves.
Yes.
Unless you've got a fancy, what do you guys use, the nano VNAs? Unless you've got a fancy one with Bluetooth, you're at one end of the radio, and the end that you need to tune is at the other side.
Okay,
you can tune them.
Hold on 1 second. Jody has to bugger off. Totally a coincidence when Mark shows up. 73, Jody.
You're welcome, everyone.
Okay, so you got to tune the in-fed, yes.
All right, so I 3D printed something, and I need to put a motor in it next. But what it does is it keeps the antenna under tension while it winds the end.
Okay.
So you've got a string going one direction. It's wound around cylinder one way. You've got the antenna going the other direction. It's wound around the other. So when you take up one, you're letting out the other. Does that make sense?
To a degree, yes. You said you had photos, but you're outside, right?
Yeah, I just have audio. So then the next thing is, well, how are you gonna move it? Well, that's the next part of this brilliant plan and unnecessary plan. We hook up a little motor on a remote control and a little battery that can just shift back and forth. You only have to go a meter or two at the most, right, Hollywood?
I would hope so. And it will take about 10 seconds for Hollywood to respond, but while we're waiting for that, have you ever seen both of them at the same time, asking for a friend, and then Cyber Jason said, Jody's here, no Mark. Mark's here, no Jody. Hollywood says correct.
So, the way that I figured out to do it, I have a 3D printed cylinder with sidewalls on it, so the rope and the antenna can't slip off. But you have the antenna in the dead center. If you just had one rope, there would be torque and it would twist it and it would be dead. So what do? You use two ropes, one on either side of the antenna. Again, so as the antenna takes it up, the rope lets it out, or as the rope takes it up, the antenna lets it out. And you're just creating a cylinder, a little spool of wire at the end.
That sounds logical. Sounds easy to do.
I'm excited about it, Frank. It's pretty easy to do. So I'm going to have to test it next, but I've got the 3D print parts done. I need to test it to make sure that I have enough ballast in this little motor thing to actually move it.
Okay.
Otherwise, the tension's a little tricky, but It seems to work. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, when you get back inside in the live dash chat, just drop some photos. I made it easy for people. I literally set the live chat stuff up the same way Josh has it in HRCC. So if you're used to HRCC, you're good in my Discord too.
Cool. I'll take a look for those, Frank. All right. So if anybody's excited about infant half waves, and I can't see comments right now, get excited about this project with me. It's going to be fun. You can 3D print your own.
So if I remember, this is Kansas Jeff, I think, Ham Radio KS. He says, you could almost make a dipole do that as well. Moto Ohio says, so it's a step IR kind of deal. Okay.
I'm not familiar. What does step IR do that's similar to this?
For a couple of the bands, I think it's 40 specifically. Josh would be the one to ask for the step IR because he has one. It pulls the 40 meter part in or out based on where he needs to be on the band.
Nice, but isn't the step IR a linear actuator? I don't know. I don't have one. I've never seen one.
It's a Yagi-ish type antenna.
Okay, so maybe it's like the step IR. I don't know. Maybe it is. But either way, once it's done and working, I'll put the files out into the world, and maybe you can make one too, Frank.
So
I'll keep my fingers crossed.
You're not in chat, but are you still watching the stream?
No, on the phone, I just have Discord up.
Okay. Because I was going to bring up an image of step IR, but that's fine. Hollywood said, an infed half wave is very critical to length. It's like trying to balance a pencil on your finger, very unstable. A quarter wave is the opposite. That's like holding the pencil from the top, very stable.
Yeah, totally agree. But how cool would it be if you can tune it remotely?
That would be cool. Absolutely. And hey,
okay,
Patrick,
so I got
welcome.
Hollywood on team. I've got Hollywood on team infed half wave. Who else wants to join?
Right? Diadupa says, like a tape measure?
No. No. So, well, it is coiled, but what we're doing is we're coiling the far end.
Okay.
Where it doesn't matter. So we're not coiling the feed point, we're coiling the free end that's floating out in space somewhere.
That makes sense. Okay. No soldering involved, we hope. Probably because of me.
No, there's no soldering involved. All of this would be very simple JST connections and figuring out the right amount of weight to put up there that doesn't cause it to sag too much, but still gives the motor enough torque that it can wrap in and wrap out. This is like a windlass, I suppose.
Okay, so Jody somehow popped back in real quick. I don't know how the Jody Mark universe is going to work with that one. He says, okay, briefly back, then I'm leaving again, but I overheard the last bit. Mark, have you seen the tunatina.com? And I will drop, well, if you want, you can go look at that later, but I will send that to you as well, because Jody put it in chat. Let's see. There's my Mark conversation. There we go.
Okay, I'll take a look.
That almost looks and sounds like just on the basic diagram they have. Yeah, maybe Jody, but Jody's gone again, so. Troy says, push me, pull me, infed. Hollywood thinks it's a brilliant idea, so if it has Hollywood's stamp of approval, there you go. So Ham Radio KS, am I right? You're Jeff. You're part of the Kansas. I know you're part of the Kansas City Mafia that Jim always talks about, but you're Jeff, right? I know there's like 2 Jeffs and a John or something like that, or 2 Jeffs and a Jason. You are Jeff. Okay.
Frank, right. I'm going to hop out of voice, but yes, okay. If Hollywood says it's good, it's good.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks for dropping by, Mark.
All right, buddy. Take care. Bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah, so they both won't comment at the same time. They have, but, you know, I can sit here, so, you know, I'm doing the streaming, and I could type into chat, let's see here. I could type into chat, hello world, and then if I wanted to, I could go over to the iMac, which is literally... Can I do this without reading? Yeah. Maybe. I can literally... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. I have an iMac right here, and I could log in as my photography, videography account and say, hello world as well. 2 different people. Okay, Hollywood, in all seriousness, no. Jody and Mark are 2 very separate people. Mark lives here in California. Jody lives in Kazakhstan. I think in Regina. Yes, it does rhyme. And yeah. So no, they're not the same person. But the joke is, you never. It's like Batman and Bruce Wayne, or Clark Kent and Superman. You never see them in the same room at the same time, type of thing. Jason, tonight I think we experienced a very brief Mark Jody paradox. Yeah, maybe. They both live in CA. Jason, I live in CA then. What does that say about me? All right. 4 minutes on the timer for Ham Radio. Who's got questions? Once that 4 minutes is up, I have... Okay, where's it beeping from? There it is. Okay, in that timer, I have a timer I have to take care of once this timer is up. Timers of timers for Frank. If Frank doesn't have timers, Frank loses track of time. That's how it works. So, that was a fun one, Mark. Thank you for that. Hopefully you're back on the YouTube side now, and you hear that. If not, you'll hear it in Team Replay. Assuming you do Team Replay. Alright. Let's hit that button. Yeah. Wow. No other questions? Okay, so I wanted to address this. Nicole, yes, Mark is addictive with that when it comes to tinkering. You know, Mark has that very special type of energy that you'll want to tinker with a whole bunch of new toys, and a week later, you're sitting there going, dang it, Mark, I wasn't expecting to do this much in this little time. Yeah. He's one of those. So, yeah. Tinker me silly. Yeah, exactly, Hollywood. He has fun with it. You should hear him on Saturday nights during... Okay, hold on. Let me do the time. This time of day for you, but in 24 hours from now. So whatever that is for you, Nicole. 24 hours from now, the Ham Radio Crash Course After Chat. Mark always has some sort of fun idea that he likes to put out there, usually before the after chat really gets going, because Josh will go from the time I usually do till now-ish with his main live stream, and then start the after chat. But between the time he ends the first and starts the after chat, a whole bunch of us are already in the Discord server on voice, chatting with each other, and that's when Mark comes up with some of the most fun ideas. So it's not always out on the live stream. But yeah, absolutely. I think you would like Mark. All right, minute and a half left, because I know that says minute 40 right now, but I know there's about a 10-second delay at most, so that's why I'm saying a minute and a half, 10 seconds early. Yeah. And then Rob, Digital Rancher, should be going live tonight. I know he was going to tend to the goats. But he has not posted... He has not posted the live stream yet. I'm going to have to talk. Tim, is that a yep to him going live? Okay. Let me drop in over here. There we go. Really? Tim? Since time's basically up on the ham radio thing, this is... I don't have an upcoming for Rob. So, if you wouldn't mind sending me the link so I can set up the redirect, that would be appreciated. Oh, it is old. Okay. I was going to say, if you know something I don't. Alright, and since the ham timer went to 0, let me take care of this other timer real quick. You guys get the BRB screen. Alright. So, ignore the timer. It started prematurely there. At least it didn't stop prematurely. Hollywood got his intro to antennas from watching Vibrating Plates, a physics lecture that is commonly taught. It shows resonance, propagation in a medium, SWR, and other effects. For those interested after the show. Thank you, Hollywood. So, there you go. Alright. The last topic I have on deck, per se, for these usual Friday live streams, because we've done photography, we've done ham radio, and we're going to switch gears after all that, and I put the microphone back where it belongs, because it doesn't belong up here, it belongs down here. The countdown is on, and railroad. What I know I cover it every other week with my railroad segments, but what do you guys have that you want to ask me about the railroad? And I will say this. I have noticed that both Graceful and Mitch have been missing from chat since the beginning of the stream. Let's see. Last time either of them were seen were when I was talking about Nicole at 4:55 my time, so an hour and 20 minutes ago almost. So, yeah. All right, so railroad stuff. What questions do you guys got? What dying questions do you gotta know the answer to that's railroad related? Hey, the damned, welcome in. How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Welcome in. Get that microphone just right there again. So we're talking. We've done some photography talk. We've done photography talk. We've done some ham radio talk. Now we're doing some railroad talk. So if you have any railroad questions, feel free to ask away. Meanwhile, I have a text message I have to answer. There we go. I have answered the text message. So they can no longer... Come on. Go back to that screen. Thank you. There we go. What, did everyone just disappear? I mean, I'm seeing people in chat, I hope. But there's been a bit of a drop-off here. What happened? Chat. Hello, chat. Chat. All aboard the Chattanooga Choo-Choo? Yeah? No? Maybe? I mean, I see chat here, and this is the last message I've seen everywhere. Hollywood, I guess. You know, I would think it would go, you know, it seems to go radio plus trains equals life for some, but I guess not. Hey, Dia, welcome in. Well, welcome back. Yeah, safety first, absolutely. Oh boy, howdy did he, Jason. He even showed it on stream. So, and yes, hit the like button. It's free. Absolutely, Tim. Absolutely. Okay, so if no one wants to talk railroad, let's talk ham or photography, or, you know, if you have a question you want to ask just of Frank. You know, what do you want to ask Frank? Let's put it to that. What do you want to ask Frank? You remember growing up in Kingman and wanting to be the guy who rode in the caboose. Conductor or brakeman? Yeah, those were cushy jobs to a degree. They were tiresome and troublesome at times, but they were cushy. Now both of those guys, plus the firemen for steam engines, is all wrapped up into one position. Conductor. Ugh. What's my opinion on the northern extension of the SMART train? Very localized there, Troy, but I'll take it. It can't come soon enough. You know, those of us north of Windsor have been waiting for quite a while, and I know Cloverdale's going to have to wait quite a while longer because Healdsburg isn't due until 28, I think it was. Yeah. Sounds about right. Hey, Dave, welcome. So, yeah, Troy, absolutely, they need to be here already. They need to get it done, but I understand that it takes time. But it hasn't been... as popular for whatever reason. By the way, if you guys don't know for whatever reason, I have a railroad videography photography channel. I just dropped it in chat. And I do post videos. I mean, it's been a bit because of work and everything, but I filmed the testing phase, all that. I have done some Let's Fly series stuff where we talk about various towns. I've done Healdsburg. I've done Williams, California, which is out in the Central Valley. I've done Cloverdale. I've done a Let's Fly series on just the skunk train alone in Fort Bragg. Done a handful for Cloverdale. I have a lot of fun stuff on here, and this is my oldest channel. Ham Radio is the newer one, but this goes back to 7 years ago, and my first video has 8K views. So if you aren't subscribed over here yet, you should be as well. This video here in the center, in the top center, this is the opening, this is the groundbreaking ceremony that they held in Healdsburg. Now, you're like, Frank, there's drone video there. Yes, there's drone video. Let's get through my intro here. Where is it? But there is groundbreaking ceremony stuff sprinkled in. I'm not going to tell you why there's drone video, but there's drone video to make it happen. And then this, oh, it scrolled. And then this is the current condition of Healdsburg. So go check out that channel if you guys want. I don't post there often, but when I do, I think it's quality content, but that's just me. I'm biased because it's my own channel. Let's see here. I watch the train pass by hourly where I work, and I only see 20 people on the train at any time. So, Troy, I haven't ridden it. I haven't had a chance to ride it recently. But 17 through 21, when it first, those first 4 or 5 years there, I was, even during the early pandemic times, I was still on it daily because I had some time off. And so I would ride that just to keep what we call our railroad legs. They're like sea legs. You got to stay with the motion of the train going, whatever. There were 100 plus people midday and 300 plus during commute times. Let's see. Do I have... No, that's over here, but I can access it from here. I have a photo that I did recently that I will show you that I had some people complaining, oh, Smart's dead, Smart's not, blah, 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 right? There's nobody riding Smart. Well, I happen to be at the Santa Rosa Depot, so, close to the northern end of the route at this point. Yeah, here it is. But I haven't posted this photo yet, except for on Nextdoor. So I'll wait for this to run first. But once this photo loads, I'll bring it up. There we go. There it is. Nothing like stalling for time. If we were to count, there was nobody getting on at this point, so these are all people getting off. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I count clearly 22 people, and there's obviously a lot more behind them that were coming off of this train. So I would say, it might not be fully packed 24/7. Well, it doesn't run 24/7, but you get the idea, Troy. It still has a decent amount of people riding. Yeah, Dave, everyone hit that like button. And hey, if you don't like what I do, hit the dislike button too. It works. Why haven't we embraced trains as mass transit like Japan or other countries? So that's the funny thing. And this is one of those what grinds my gears moments. We used to. If you look at any, not even metro area, but metro area. If you look at, say, San Francisco as a whole, or LA as a whole, or San Diego, or Sacramento, we had mass transit everywhere, even into the boonies. I don't know if I can find the photo, but I'll try here while I'm talking. We had mass transit everywhere. And it wasn't until automobiles and airlines and the interstate became popular that things really fell apart. One thing that fell apart, especially for the smaller lines, was World War II. We went, we need the steel for the war effort more so than we need it for the rail line. So, hold on, I have to pull up this other group. Here we go. This other group should have the photo I'm looking for. Here we go. So, we used to have... I'm not in the right thing. We used to have a great system, the damned. Nationwide, we used to have a great system. We no longer... I can't even log in. Okay, never mind. But it changed because of the war effort, automobiles / interstate, and airplanes. That's why we haven't embraced it, because we went to the self-focused, I want to do it myself thing with cars. Cars became a hit. And that's why. Let's see. I think the term is pothole, but why do they need to test under the tracks when the tracks have been there for 70 years plus? I don't think anyone dug underneath it to run utility lines. Believe it or not, Troy, they have. They have dug utility lines as far back as the 80s, when the NWP still ran the corridor. To run utility lines, Comcast, water district sort of stuff. It's not just utility. Utility in the sense of like Comcast, PG&E, etc. It's water and sewage, Comcast, AT&T. Because remember, phone lines and rail lines usually ran side by side because the rail line went point to point to point, right? So they got to make sure they know what's there, and they don't want to just rip up 9 mile, because it's about a 9-mile section they're updating. They don't want to just rip up a 9-mile wide, 30-foot long gap just to find what they can find just doing a potholing. So that's why they're doing it. Am I Part 107 rated? No, but I don't make any money off of it, so I am between that and I have the Mini 3 and the Mini 4. They're the sub 250. I don't have to worry about it. Once I start making money, that's where I have to get the Part 107. At least that's how it was explained to me by a half-dozen Part 107 licensed drone pilots. So between that, what is it? UAV Resources or UAV Air or something like that, the YouTube channel, and a couple others that do official stuff. So I'm not part 107, and if I have to be, I'll deal with it. But from what I understand, as long as it's not, as long as it's for recreational use, I'm good. And this is all recreational use. I'm not doing anything professionally with it. So, let's hear. Bob rode light rail train around Portland, Oregon, all through the late 80s and early 90s. Your brother is the maintenance supervisor for the trains. Oh, very cool. I know a couple people in Salem, and we were just talking the other day about how Salem used to have a great system that connected in with Portland, and it's been gone forever now. Hey, Dave, welcome back, or welcome in. Yeah, Tim, bring back the caboose, absolutely. Let's see. You had a trolley that ran behind your house as a kid. You can still hear the pattern of clickety-clack as it went down the track. Oh, yeah, absolutely. If anybody can't hear that, then, well, they haven't been around long enough. Bob, they keep promising us a high-speed train from Vegas to L.A. So, Bob, that's the funny thing about it. It doesn't even go to proper L.A. It stops in, like, Victorville or something. So you still got to drive I-15 over Cajon, to get into proper L.A. basin. So, yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. You took Amtrak from Salt Lake to Seattle, and it was awesome. I love the train sleeping cars, and it's so nice. Yeah, Empire Builder is Empire Builder, wait, from Salt Lake to Seattle. So is that the Zephyr and then the Coast Starlight? Because I don't think the Builder does Salt Lake to Seattle, because it goes up through the Dakotas from Chicago. But either way, yeah, absolutely. Air travel became more affordable. Suburbanization killed rail in most of the country. Yeah, it might have, Jason. But the big blame is interstate air and interstate auto travel. That's the big takeaway there. Still the same way. Still the same way what, Jeff? All right, have fun at Home Depot, Tim. I'm personally a Lowe's guy, except for when it comes to lumber. Then I'll go to Home Depot. And yes, I know it's Home Depot, but everybody just funnily says Home Depot. I mean, come on, guys. Interstates killed the railroad star. Absolutely, Hollywood. Ugh. Absolutely. 15 goes in the San Bernardino Valley, not L. Well, I mean, it eventually gets to L.A., but yeah, Dave, semantics here. Not all of us. I mean, yes, I work out of Barstow and I drop over Cajon and whatnot, but not all of us know everything that well, so I just generalize. Oh, you went through Sacramento, so it was California Zephyr and then Coast Starlight up through. From Sacramento up through Redding, Dunsmuir, Klamath Falls, etc. Yeah, absolutely. Part 107 is still the same rules as you discussed. Okay, so maybe we should talk about this off air then. But from my understanding, Part 107, you basically have to learn everything a pilot has to learn to begin with, and you only have to get it if you're commercializing your drone content. If it's recreational, you don't have to 107. That's just how I have been taught it. So if that is off or whatever, message me on Discord, please. Yeah. Trust me, the people that live in San Bernardino Valley don't claim LA. Yeah, I know. There's a big difference between LA and Inland Empire. Trust me. Dave, I know that. The LA people look down on both well, not literally, but figuratively, look down on Inland Empire and High Desert, Apple Valley, Victorville, etc. They look down on all of that area. They go, oh, we're better than that. Just blah. I'm sorry. Oh, Rob's got his stream up now. Thank you, Jason. Let me add Digital Rancher. Let me grab that link. He did message it to me. Okay, good. Running late will in 5, and that was a little bit ago. Okay. Let's see. Share, copy link, go into my studio that I already had partially open. Customize, add redirect, search videos from other channels, paste link, select, and save. LA doesn't even claim LA. Depends upon what LA part you're from. If you're Go Dodgers and a few other parts of LA, yeah, you're like, you guys just saw that, right? Yeah. If you're like Go Dodgers and go a few other things, you're definitely, oh, hecka yeah, LA is my town. Yeah, they're definitely like that. Oh, I know, Dave. We've talked about that. We've talked about that. But yeah, that for the general audience that may not know, absolutely. Oh, Joshua, I would love to go back to Bishop. I cannot pull the photo up because I wouldn't have time to dig through the thousands of photos I've taken. But I have actually. Do I have it? Hold on. I might be able to do this. I have a half hour. I might be able to do this. Let me see if I can do this. I have a photo of me with, and everybody clutch your pearls now. I have a photo of me with a working payphone outside of Bishop, California. Yes, a working payphone. Now, granted, this was 2022 or 23, so it's been a few years. But, yeah, a working payphone. and it was working because I tested it. I picked it up. I put in, it was 50 cents still, so two quarters. I put in the 2 quarters, and I dialed my phone number. Granted, I had no cell service. I dialed my phone number. It went through, and I left myself a voicemail. I went hi, something like, hi from the payphone outside Bishop. Let me see if I can scroll far enough to find it, because I have a buttload of photos. But, yeah. No, I have not been to Benton, though. That is on the to-do list. That's part of the... You're late to the chat, but that's part of the high desert area. I think it was Bob or Brian, one of the two of them asked me earlier if I could have my way with my QTH and antenna setup, where would it be? And you'll have to team replay to see where I showed, but yeah, that's definitely part of that area. How far back am I? I'm not that far back. I post too much. That's oh yeah, I'm not that far back at all. So I'll see if I can find it before the end of the stream. If not, I'll send it to you, Joshua, on Discord. I'm pretty sure it's still standing, Dave, because one of the van lifers I'm sort of we've met in passing, but I watch their channel a lot. They have recently, like within the last year here, done a video at the ghost town in Bishop. So Yeah, okay, let's see. This was 22. I recognize it because of photos taken. Let's see here. There was a working payphone at the Shoreline bus station here up until about 2 years ago. People tore it off the wall like 3 times in a row, so they quit putting it back. Well, that sucks. I mean, you probably have cell service there, but that sucks, because what if you don't have cell service? Then, yeah. Okay, so it was even earlier than 22 then, because I'm, late, about this time of year in 2022 worth of photos, so I'm still scroll-rolling. At WBZ, we used to call random payphones and put them on the air for the Larry Glick show. That's hilarious, Hollywood. That is absolutely, positively hilarious. That, but you wouldn't you have to know that it's a payphone number though, or was that one of those where, you know, if you dial 707-792-3000 to 3099, you were guaranteed to get a payphone. It was one of those where the subsegments were of the phone number were automatically known as payphones. Because if so, okay, that makes sense. But let's see here. A lot of payphones have been removed here, but most rural towns have one, and all calls are free. So they really should change the name, as they are not payphones anymore. Free phones would be better. Colin, that is very, or just phones. Straight up phones. Let's see. Yeah, operating out. Oh, did you do a quick team replay on that, Josh? Is that what that is? You're responding to that already? That'd be hilarious if you did. You scrub back real quick and then came forward. Jeez. Okay, so I am into September 2020, and I haven't found the photo yet. So must have been prior to 20? Maybe it was 19. I thought it was later than 20, but might be because we all know payphones. If you didn't know what a payphone was, you know, certain generations don't know. But to find a payphone and out in the wild like that, I'm okay. Granted, it was like a half mile from the Caltrans yard there, so you know it wasn't like it was a huge issue. That's it. No, that's not it. I thought I was close. You had a typed list of hundreds of payphone numbers across the country. Wow, to have a list like that is amazing. Some of the phones have free Wi-Fi available at them as well. Wait, in the middle of nowhere, basically, Colin? That is wild. I'm still looking for this payphone photo. I just may have to, if I don't find it right now, in the next, like, 2 scrolls here, which will be about a half minute, I will go look for it later, because I know which Dropbox folder it's in. And I will post it to my Discord. I'll post it in the general part of my Discord for everyone to look at. Let's see. You have a collect call from Ma. I'm ready to be picked up from the skating rink. Yeah, absolutely, Tim. I've only ever operated from my apartment with almost no receive. I have to use an SDR most of the time to complete QSOs. I would love to go somewhere where I could just use the radio for the whole thing. Yeah, fair enough, Joshua. Fair enough. I absolutely agree with that. You know, considering the problems I have had over the last year and a half here at the QTH, I absolutely, positively agree with that. I would love to do the same, and that's why I would go elsewhere for my for my operating. I go down to the local park. If I have the time, I'll go over the hill to the POTA site, etc. Oh, by the way, even though Jody's no longer here, at least I don't, maybe he's lurking. So, going back to the photography thing of have I ever been caught in a photo before? This is another photo that's still published. Well, they're all published for the most part. But this is a behind-the-scenes photo. Come on. Switch over to the other. No, I don't. Oh, I hit the wrong button. This is another photo from that other photo shoot. And, let's see. Let me embiggen me from over here. So, black hair is the model Siren. Pink hair is the photographer in training. And then we're going to go back to that screen. There we go. Let's see. Where is... Yeah, I'm not finding it. So I will have to... Yeah, I'm not finding it. So you'll just have to wait for the payphone photo in the general section of the Discord, of my Discord, Ham Radio Wilderness. Let's see. I don't have that up. Let's see. We'll do it this way. Hopefully that'll do it. Yeah, so if you're not in the Discord, come hang out in the Discord. It's very quiet, but it's fun. You know, when there's activity, there we go. When there's activity, and it's fun to hang out in. All right, let's see here. I think we all rang parents' reverse charge from a payphone for a pickup. Absolutely. Or the one that gets me. I've never had to do it, but you know, you ring it and sort of like the paraphrase the ad here. It's Bob. It's a boy. You know, and leave it at that. Yeah. That's it. Just tell Mark. Tell Mark what? All right, let's hear it. A payphone with Wi-Fi. Screen share, hit the right one. There we go. See, it's great when I hit the right button the first time. Wow. And you can also tell... So, yes, I know I'm zoomed in, but you can also tell, as a photographer, they went for the motion blur of the bicyclist, but they weren't doing the photography any justice, because this writing, even zoomed in as far as I have, should still be crystal clear, and it's not. So there was some camera shake or ground shake if it was on a tripod, because they wanted a motion blur shot of the bicyclist. The sign should be crystal clear too. Little things you pick up on as a photographer. It's annoying sometimes, because I'll sit there and I'll go, oh, that's a great photo, and then I zoom in on those little details. I'm like, oh, never mind, that's not as great as I thought it was. And I do that with my own stuff too, and that's why if it's not 1000% perfect, well, it doesn't get published. So there we go. Now I'm really wanting to know where this... Huh? Okay, someone has me worried now. They just messaged me that my Instagram disappeared. That Instagram's there. Oh! I think I know what they're talking about. Actually, hold on. Do I have that photo in my Instagram, maybe? No, that's going to take too long to zoom. I'm not going to bother. Let's see. You just posted a pick up payphone from Phoenix in Discord General. All right, let's take a look at it. Let's do. Huh. Yeah. What pay? I mean, I get it, but what payphone? I mean, yeah, I get it. It's still a pay phone, but yeah, I don't think think you're going to be able to hear the other end too well. Just saying. Let's see here. 623-582-9 something. It's faded / cut off there, so, and it's not super zoomed in, but yeah. Very cool find. Alright. Yes, I know the timer has run out, but I didn't set it for a full time? Yeah, timed time. There we go. And I will find my payphone photo, and I will definitely post it in Discord for everyone to see it, because I'm literally doing, like, something like that for, and it, or maybe I wasn't covering my mouth when I was doing a selfie, because I was doing a selfie, or not, so maybe I was like, you know, whatever. Anyway. Let's see here. One more. This is a standard rural phone box. Yeah, that's not too bad. Until what should actually be good. So I'm plussed up as much as I can here. This is good. This is good. I don't expect this sign to be good, but this is pretty decent. It wasn't quite taken on a potato cam, but it wasn't taken on the highest quality either. Oh yeah, Lily Tomlin. I love that. Might listen to that on my way to work, Hollywood. Absolutely. So, let me clear out some tabs here real quick. There we go. Clear that out. Colin, I will definitely look into that. I'm gonna, as I showed earlier, I made a note for myself in my private, fun fact, if you're on Discord, you can send yourself messages. Or if you have a second account, you can send that account messages. So that's what I do with important stuff that I need to get taken care of or whatever. That way I don't lose it, I don't forget about it, etc., etc. So I will reach out to YouTube Studio and see what they have to say. I'll have to see what they say about that, because yeah, that is the fact that you cannot leave a message in the membership milestone is very, very odd. So yeah, got me distracted with Jenny's girl in my head. Yeah, Jess's girl in my head there. Because you know the meme about Jesse's girl, Stacy's mom, and yeah. Anyway, there was something else I wanted to. Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Let's see. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. So, on my Thursday night live streams, Rank Something Else, how I've been posting a comment to the Reddit replies. We're not seeing any responses from the Reddit posts. So, we all know I've been having issues with Reddit being stupid. I'll leave these comments like we did last night, right? Well, watch what happens. I've been banned? Huh? Okay, so there's that. But let's log in with my photography account. Actually, shoot, hold on. There. Yeah, let's, do I not have that? Do I not have the right password? I don't have the right password. Oh boy. This just gets more and more fun. Alright, we're going to do it over here. We're going to do it from the account that I know is logged in as my photography. Okay, that's the first time I've seen that. That's not great, but okay. So let me... We're going to pull that down and then screen share the iMac. There we go. So these are all the new posts, right? So if I go back, let's say, oh yeah, we commented on this post, right? Because everybody remembers the Baofeng and me talking about the DM32 versus the UV32. Let's go look at new. So 24 hours ago, 24 hours ago is when I should have posted. If I just do a search of my call sign, nothing found. 0 out of 0. So let me plus this up. There's that reply, that reply, that one. They replied LA. That one. And that's it. There is no... My reply's not there. So I checked a few other posts, and the same thing happened on all of them. So I'm going to have to figure out why Reddit is not letting my ham radio account post, because I try and keep ham radio and Frank's Rails separate for various reasons. And I'm not trying to have, you know, all the ham stuff on Frank's Rails, and I'm not trying to have Frank's Rails on all the ham stuff. But yeah, that is quite the interesting conundrum there. Let's see. Back in the day, those payphone boxes saved many a stranded trucker. Yeah, probably. When I lived in Japan, they had phones everywhere. You could use phone cards that had different types of advertising on them. It was pretty cool. Collected a lot of them. Yeah. I bet they had some very fun types of advertising on them, too. Absolutely. DMR code plugs suck. DMR is not good for beginner. So that's a good point, Colin. But I don't know if it was the DM32 or the UV32, because they look exactly alike. I don't think so. I don't think they block influencers. And I'm sorry, but yes, I'm a ham tuber. Am I an influencer? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But there's literally no, and I've posted a question from my ham radio account. It's there, just none of the comments I've ever posted over the last, 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks of doing the Frank something else on Reddit have I seen. There's been 0 comments. Well, Colin, okay, so Colin, I disagree, because if everything should block influencers, HamTube wouldn't be a thing. Van life on YouTube wouldn't be a thing. Off-grid communication or off-grid anything wouldn't be a thing on YouTube, or anywhere else for that matter. Because at the end of the day, well, I don't consider myself one. At the end of the day, all of us, even Greg, is a HamTube influencer. So, I don't know. hey, Rob, maybe it's thinking you're a bot. So that's the interesting thing. So that's one reason why I switched up how I worded things. And I try to interact with as many posts as I can when I'm active. I give them the upvote if it's a good post. If a comment is stupid, I downvote it. If I have something to add, I will add it. But none of my posts that go, hey, we discussed this on my live stream, here's the timestamp, and here's the live stream link, none of those have gotten posted. So all the help, let's see here. How many times have I done, Frank, something else? Let me look at my studio here. Content. Live streams. Frank's something. There are 11. Well, that's there's 12 live streams total. Okay? 12 of them dating back to March 5th. And none of the Reddit comments that I have made in those 12 live streams are up there. It's weird. And then Reddit claiming I'm banned. Let's see. Let me on this monitor here. Let's see if I can log into the account. No, it's this here. Continue. It lets me log in. So I'm not banned. But there's no... You can see all my ham radio stuff here. But if I go to r/ham radio, because that's where this thread was, well, one of them. Let's go back down to this one. 14 comments. We'll zoom back in. Not one of these. Pat the sound guy got in there. I know Pat. He's over in the Ham Jazz Discord. But not a single one of these is any of my comment. I'm at the bottom now. It's weird. It's weird. Alright, so Rob starts in about 2 minutes here. Colin says, I mean the ones who dance around like clowns. Colin, you send in the right super chat and I'll dance. It's going to take a lot, but I'll dance. Frank has the exact opposite effect of influence. Maybe, Ted. I don't know. It's a conspiracy. Jeff, it might be. Rob, I don't know. It's all the subreddits. It's r/ham radio. It's r/amateur radio. It's it's all of them. It's so r/ham radio, r/amateur radio, r/ham radio beginner. What was another one that I've been active in? r/DMR and r/APRS. All 5 of those. Just done. So I have no clue. All right. So just in case this doesn't properly drop y'all, I'm going to hit the end button. Troy, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me for Fridays with Frank, Saturday for some of you. Colin, I'm looking at you. Go say hi to Rob. I'm going to drop y'all into his chat here and tell him I sent you. Until next time, 73, and pod on, y'all.